As the first extramural church, it was born with a very populous parish, and it was quite obvious that another church had to be built within short time. Rather unusual, its facilities today are shared with an independent church, the Spanish Baptists. The first Baptist church in the country, this is today shared with the First International Church and the city's independent congregation. Whereas St. John is placed close to the start of the main street, its first relief church was placed near the end of it. Burials had taken place outside the walls since the mid-18th century, but it took a century until a church was built, and it took a further 30 years until a church was built close to the churchyard. Not a public church, but part of the largest geriatric home in the whole country. Whereas the Catholic Church has continued to produce saints, the Lutheran Church has not. Instead, we named it after reformers and religious poets like Hans Adolf Wasson. The Thomas Kingo the church is named after was a priest and a poet. Being built together with a school is nothing unusual for a church, but this one also have public baths attached. A rather unusual solution to create its own space. It's perhaps a sign of things to come where residential buildings do not line up along the streets. The associated school was built at the same time but has the name of the cathedral. There's a reason for this. The school started its life in buildings opposite the cathedral before moving here. Named after a long-gone country house, when in the 2010s a number of parish churches was closed, it was decided to turn this one into a so-called concert church. After being closed in 2013, it was turned into student homes, which explains the unbecoming windows on the second floor. Why they couldn't find out to make rounded windows is beyond me. As the smallest of the parishes, even its church seemed to be shoehorned in between the residential buildings on both sides.